Hello everybody and welcome to the Hardcore Iron Man, where we plan on keeping it that way. I'm Dirty Bob and this is Iron Man. Hello everybody and welcome back. In today's episode we're going to be taking our newbie account into a kinda newbie account. So obviously we're going to be grinding out that agility, and basically it's because I hate walking around all of Gillinor. So pretty much when you get to level 30 agility, your run energy basically doubles. Well, as far as like recharge rate goes at least. So that's what we did. We got 30 agility. So after a little bit of agility training, we just gotta realize that running around the map isn't enough. So magic training is clearly the answer. In general, you can probably expect runes to be pretty expensive. But luckily enough, through all of our winter totting, we were actually able to buy damn near all of the runes that we need. But in general, these training locations aren't really the best training locations you could use, or even for like money. I was just actually trying to get one specific message that's a little Easter egg. I'm not sure if you guys know about it. But if you're able to kill every single one of these guards, when that wheelbarrow guy comes all the way around, he'll say something like, "Oh no, they're all dead." And that's really all I wanted. But on that note, we were actually able to get 31 magic out of this whole adventure, and that will unlock us the Lumbridge teleport, which is actually pretty nice. It's kind of like what we were doing this whole thing for. After getting to 31 magic, you guys probably have a good grasp on what my attention span actually is before I move on to a new task. So you could probably guess where we're gonna take our ranged to. But before we do that, we gotta stock up on like the best thing in the world. Ranged training is cheap. Honestly, like I bought the entire store right here and I'm not even balling like that. Now, this here is something I really should have been doing with the magic training, even though it might have been a little bit expensive. But I was using the defense style, so that way I can actually get a couple of defense levels. It's one of our other skills that's sorely lacking. And, I mean, to be honest, that's kind of how we don't die with defense. So, you know, need it because I'm a hardcore. But Captain Obvious put back in his closet, we're actually going to pull out 31 range and, 15 defense for anyone keeping track. We got 16 defense and 29 hit points. That's one lucky imp.
I'm working some very unstable herbs!
And that's one quest out of the way. The Restless Ghost, the Witch's Potion, and Client of Korend has been completed. The Client of Korend is a really, really good quest. Not because it gives you a lot of rewards, not because the little bit of favor boost is kinda nice, but because it gives you 2 XP lamps. And honestly, I'm willing to fight over this. I think this is how all of the quests should be set up, period. You should get a combat lamp or a skilling lamp when completing a quest, depending on what that quest is about. But that actually makes it possible for peers to get farther in the game, get better equipment, and be a viable choice for pretty much any combat bracket. I believe this one little tweak could actually help the PvP problem. Hey, that's just my 2 cents. And yeah, I used it on Look of Engie because that's the hardest one to gain favor for, and you know what, I'll fight for that too. While we're on the topic of favor, we've got to get the Hosidious favor up to 5%, so that way we can start digging out the salt purite. No, I didn't pronounce that right, but it's probably a made-up word anyway.
That's a made-up word.
Who was made up?
After getting to 5% favor, we're gonna start digging for about an hour, and that should actually be able to get us all the way to 100% favor by making some super compost, or sulfurous compost. That's an hour later, and we're coming in with the bank check-in. We've got 1,322, which is pretty nice because we only needed 950. Also, during that little favor grind, we were able to get a couple of farming levels up to level 5. 17 defense on these imps and still no black bead, but I've got 6 yellow ones. pulling in farming level 6 and 7, but that actually means that we've got enough favor from grinding up some sulfurous fertilizer, and that means we can actually start the thieving grind. And on this thieving grind, a lot of people might assume that I'm just in it for the money, but that's actually not me. I'm in it for the strange fruit. But we've actually got a long way to go before we get there, so of course we had to start off by stealing from just normal men, and then of course moving on to slightly bigger fish, the tea stall in Varrock. But you know, after getting an entire inventory at the tea stall, you realize you don't need tea. And then moving on to the Ardone Bakers. This is that point in the episode where I show a plugin you can't live without, and that's the dance party whenever you get a level. Meanwhile, in Ardone, stealing from the bakers until we've got a high enough level to steal from that sweet, sweet fruit stall. And the best thing about those, it's unguarded, it's really good XP, you know, for my level at least. And like I said earlier, an easier way to get around this damn place. So these strange fruits are going to be my type of stamina potion for now. Locking in 32 thieving, and I know what you're thinking. Wait, your attention span. Well, don't you worry about that, because I'm a man on a mission today. We need at least 100 strange fruit before we're going anywhere. Okay, we don't really need it, but that's what I'm telling myself. We're gonna go ahead and use these single-use potions mostly, which honestly isn't entirely too useful, but it helps a little bit. And this is gonna get our thieving a little bit higher, so we can make a little bit more money at the agility pyramid when we do it. Son of a bitch. You guys got it out of me. I really am into thieving for the money. Alright. Before you get ahead of yourself, there's a lot of things we gotta do before we can actually use this thing. 69. Nice. Unlocking 62 fishing, and we can fish monkfish. And that's actually a little bit over 100 points that we're gonna cash in at the spirit pool. And, our luck isn't necessarily the best luck around. Okay, it's shit. It's just absolute shit. We didn't get anything. But these caskets are not bad either. Opening up a couple of caskets, I can always use the jewelry. The diamond rings especially, and we've actually got 233k from that little haul of useless shit. After a quick boning at Watertide, we're gonna head on over to Wintertide. See if our luck could be any better over here. Opening these up 25 at a time, just like Watertide. And it looks like the first round is just about nothing, but I'll take that money. I need that money. So, opening up just a few more. And, well, it looks like Wintertide is basically gonna bone us too. Back in Lumbridge, aka Newbie Headquarters, where I like to call myself king, I need about 200 cowhides to finish up a task for Charlie in Varrock, and he wants me to make him some pants, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. 200 cowhides, not exactly necessary, but if you know anything about me, I like to go overboard, and it's always good to have some in the bank, because he's gonna make me do this task a lot. 23 crafting, and we're cutting up all of our sapphires now so we can make rings of recoil. Here's your damn chaps, Charlie, and of course he gives us another clue. Let's see if all that cow killing was worth it. No. Back on the old grind, and this right here is hands down the best dialogue in the game. I'm gonna do this quest every single time on every account, no matter what. I may even make a quest guide for this. You know, no, the quest story. No, a reenactment. But all screwing around aside, honestly, this quest makes me laugh and you guys should do it. Doric's quest done and over with, and we're heading back to Temperos because I felt really sad about that last attempt. Also, 63 cooking from the last haul of fish, and we're gonna go grab another haul of fish and see if we can't get a unique at this time. Ask and you shall deliver, but the thing is, why would we ever want this specific unique? It's the giant fish. It's something we can put in our house like a little trophy, but at the same time, the uselessness of this has no bounds. We're here for the pet, the tackle box, or the fishing barrel. Our caskets, we're actually pretty lucky this time. We basically got rings of recoil and rings of life as soon as I'm actually able to do some enchanting. And this time, we've got 307k, which is a little bit less than last time, but I'm actually a little bit happier with what we got. And we're pulling out 64, 65, and 66 cooking from all of those fish. We might honestly get 99 cooking before we get 99 fishing from, Temperos. It took way too long, but I finally got enough beads to be able to finish the Imp Catcher quest, and that gets us our first amulet upgrade. Monk's Friend, make sure to do this quest as at low a level woodcutting as you can get, unlike I did. The occult, and I really should have done this before my thieving grind, but hey, who likes quests? The newest quest below Ice Mountain has this amazing Rocky montage. You're just sitting here getting in shape, and I had to include it in some way because I know for a fact I'm going to be editing a whole bunch of different clips from this entire thing and putting them in different kind of strange positions, so I can't wait to see how that works out. Completing Below Ice Mountain, which is actually a very big free-to-play update, and I can't wait to see what it's got in store. If this quest was called the Earnest Chicken, it'd be a lot different. This is probably where most people got their first gems, but I like to mine. They're mystery, and it's actually not hard. It's always the guy who's the biggest dick. Spending a couple of hours in Motherlode Mine to get us up to 51 mining before I was so rudely kidnapped. And this is kind of the reason why you should read things and do what they say, because I wasn't paying attention to this screen particularly, and this is what happens. Now, I was just thinking I was going to get teleported right back to my spot, like what I feel like should happen, but no. Teleports me all the way to the top of the Yanil Castle wall, and right now I'm thinking I haven't even been to Yanil yet. So I'm looking around like, well, this is literally so far away from Falador, and I've got an entire inventory full of heavy shit, and I gotta walk there. Oh my god, you can't even put it in the bank. Well, it looks like we're gonna be all done for today, everybody, and I appreciate you coming out to watch. If you liked what you saw today, leave it a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Also, a tiny sneak peek for what we're doing in next episode.